There's a concept in finance that Morgan Housel talks about in his book, The Art of Spending Money, called the half-life of wealth. Essentially, if you manage to make your money real fast in a crypto boom, or maybe you get lucky day trading and you make all of your money in about a year and a half, there's a good chance that money might be gone in 6 months if you're not careful with your spending. Today, we're talking about the concept of quiet compounding and how that is the number one strategy for building a long-term, stable retirement.
Away we go traveling.
So why does this happen? I think mainly it's because money that comes in a surge, something comes really fast, pretty easy to spend. If you're walking down the street and you find a $10 bill, you have no issue spending that. You didn't do anything to earn it. Versus money that you've spent your entire life curating and your portfolio that you've built over time, and you've got blood, sweat, and tears involved in that, you're more careful with. You're going to take a look at that money. You're going to figure out how to protect it. You're going to try to figure out ways to make that last for your entire retirement. If you manage to scoop up money, from the 2021 crypto boom, and you make a quick $1 million, it's pretty easy to spend that thinking, well, I did it once. I can certainly do that again. I think it's why lottery winners have a problem a lot of times. They end up winning a lottery. That money comes quick. Well, it goes just as fast. So, when you get this type of wealth fast and with little effort, you just don't value it the same way. So, what we're talking about is, how do we build consistent, safe retirements that we know we're going to last for the 30 years that we plan to be retired? And the best way to do that is always going to be with the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. They talk about old money's looking for ways to find a tax shelter or minimize capital gains. New money's looking to buy a Ferrari. We don't want you to be the new money. We want you to be the old money. There's a second reason that the half-life of wealth exists, and it's sort of the flip side of the same coin. But what you're looking at is a lot of that money could have come from luck, and luck has a way of reverting to the mean. So if you've generated your wealth from some explosive situation that happened and you acquire this large pile of money, there's a good chance that luck was involved. Yeah, there might be some skill. Maybe you're a very skilled day trader. Maybe, you saw the crypto boom coming, or, you saw that up and coming company and you were able to invest early. However, just as many companies go bust, just as many crypto coins go to zero, and you don't want to rely on luck as your method of continuing your retirement. The other problem you have is, once you have that money and you increase your lifestyle, now you have basically put a plateau on the minimum amount of money to live for your lifestyle. You've decided, okay, I've got this money. I'm now going to live in a nicer place. I'm going to take on a bigger mortgage. I've got a better car. I'm going to take that car on, and I'm going to use that as my new lifestyle. Well, now you've added a floor to what you have to have just to exist. And we don't want that either. If you build your money over time, if you have cultivated your lifestyle over the time and don't allow lifestyle creep to get into your long-term plans, you're much better off long-term. So what's the antidote to all of this? It's quiet compounding. It's having your money sit quietly, earn 8 to 10% a year in the S&P 500. Nothing flashy, nothing your friends are ever going to see, nothing you're ever going to be able to shout from the rooftops that I have all this wealth. It's that $500 you put from each paycheck into a brokerage account that is over and above your, whatever you can put in your 401k. It's that money that you don't think a lot about, but over time ends up being the most important thing you'll ever do for yourself. If you take a look at compound interest and how that works over a period of 7 to 10 years with reasonable results, your money's going to double in that time frame. Well, if you extrapolate that out over a 30-year career, now your money's doubled 2, 3, maybe even 4 times with good results. So all of that money you put in your accounts, all that money that you were putting aside, all that quiet money squirreling away working for you in the background, working 24 hours a day while you at your job can only do 8 to 10 hours a day, is how you truly can build a long-term retirement built on a stable base. It certainly doesn't hurt if you have some ability to acquire fast wealth, but we don't want to count on that. That's not what we're looking for. We want to build that base. We want to build that wealth that's going to last for our entire retirement, that we don't have to worry about. You build up financial calluses over a period of time. You're able to weather those storms. You're able to watch the market drop and not worry about it, knowing the power of what you have behind you. You're able to watch those market gains and know, okay, great. I'm glad my portfolio went up, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and buy a new car tomorrow, because that money might be gone tomorrow. Markets go up, markets go down. Over time, they go up. And that's what we're looking for. It's quiet compounding. It's not trying to catch the next big thing. You can look at your portfolio. You can know, I'm going to weather this storm. I'm going to weather this up. I'm going to weather this down. I'm not going to add to my lifestyle. I'm going to keep my lifestyle the same. I don't want to bring lifestyle creep into this. And it's going to make me stable. It's going to make my retirement something that I can count on. The goal is not to find out how fast you can cross the finish line. The goal is to make sure that once you cross the finish line, you don't have to look back over your shoulder and cross it the other direction, because now you've run out of money. If you respect the amount of time it took your money to build to this point, it will 100% respect you back. We're not looking for a trophy. We're trying to build a foundation for our long-term retirement. Thanks for watching. Happy traveling.